Hello, welcome to the Tristan channel if you're new, and welcome back if you are a regular. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. Unfortunately I had to work Saturday night, which sucks balls. I had to work to closing time. Yeah, it's a shame people can't live a day without doing shopping, you know what I mean? It's like the weekend should be the weekend, you know what I mean? But hey, luckily I managed to get out of Sundays, man. So today we're going to react to one of our favourite regulars, Slapped Ham, run by one of our favourite content creators, Callum. And this is freaky footage that everyone's talking about. As always, we know he didn't let us down, so, well, you better not let us down. It's better be freaky, mate. It's better be freaky. Nah, Callum's quite good, actually. Slapped Ham's a really good channel. So, yeah. So, for those who've just joined us, who've just come here, as I tell all my other subscribers, and just remind folks out of sheer politeness that any channel that I react to, the link to their channel is in the description below, so go over, check them out, share the love, and do the thing, as the saying goes. So, without further ado, let's check this out, shall we?
Callan, and this is Slapped Ham.
Hey,
you're about to see some really unsettling content that's being shared on socials right now. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more creepy content. Just like this.
Ooh.
This footage was initially caught during a live stream by paranormal investigators Sean and Cody for their Instagram, The New Reality 11. The stream begins with the investigators explaining that they're in an abandoned building somewhere in the deserts of Idaho.
I don't know where we're at. We're in the middle of the desert, and we found another abandoned location.
Kind of knocked right where that was.
Yeah.
They claim that as soon as they arrived, they heard strange voices and banging sounds coming from empty rooms.
And it's got a creepy vibe to it, right? We came in, we were getting knocks, and we heard the voice in the other room.
Yeah, and then those weird K2 hits you on the Eddie.
Yeah.
The clip shows them exploring room after room of the derelict building.
This place is massive, guys. Like, it's crazy.
More than half an hour into the stream, the pair of investigators find a mysterious hatch leading to a small basement.
Ew.
Inside the room, they discover an old children's swing set among the debris.
Random.
Stomach.
Mind you saying that, if it's... Well, mind you... Well, yeah, I suppose it... I say random, but then again, if it's being used for storage rather than... Because some people use it as a room or a games... a games room, etc. Then, yeah, you would just chuck stuff down there, wouldn't you? So... I don't know why in my head I thought of those big metal ones you get in the garden, but never mind.
How creepy. Look at that child's swing, bro.
The ghost hunters comment on the eerie vibe of the basement.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, so when we went down to the attic, I got a feeling. It's a bad feeling, but I got a feeling of a little baby in there.
I kept down there. I felt like it was a punishment area. Like,
right.
Get down there and...
Right.
Whatever.
Towards the end of the stream, the brave investigators decide to take one last peek in the basement. This time, something truly unsettling happens. Take a look.
Hi. Is that a ball?
There's a ball.
Oh, it just moved. Oh my god, it just moved.
It just moved.
Holy cow.
As you can see, the ball on the ground seems to move all by itself.
There's a ball.
Oh, it just moved. Oh my god, it just moved.
It just moved.
Holy.
Cody and Sean are stunned by the strange event.
Oh, it just moved. Oh my god, it just moved.
It just moved.
Holy cow.
The strange sounds and whispers and the inexplicable movement of the ball have left viewers wondering if something sinister happened in this building, causing it to become abandoned.
Another knock.
Yeah, right.
Could that basement have been used as a punishment room for some poor child long ago? Let that thought sink in for just a moment. Sean and Cody also run a YouTube channel called The New Reality Paranormal. They regularly investigate strange and eerie locations. As always, there's links in the description box below.
Did you hear that? Yeah, I heard that.
The footage must be old because it's a bit potato, isn't it?
That was a knock, right?
The following video, posted to TikTok by username voided.1, is without a question one of the strangest and most unsettling videos you'll see in quite some time. The short clip comes from an unknown source, but some viewers think it originated in Peru. It shows a woman looking at something in the corner of a room. Watch what unfolds.
Seen this before, it's weird, it's kind of manifest.
As you can see, a mysterious shadow begins to grow out of the corner of the room. It pulses.
Kind of reminds of that film The Haunting, where that wibbly wobbly distorted shadow thing comes through the room.
States in and out of view. The woman then proceeds to tell whatever this strange thing is that she's not afraid of it and orders it to leave the building immediately. She even tries to kick the shadow.
Very small though as well.
The video ends soon after and everybody involved was unharmed.
See, to be fair, if that was edited, I mean, it's one... Because it's not impossible, but thing is, for the regular Joe public, it is quite hard. People go, oh, it's easy, you can get software to do it. Mate, I don't care if you can have enough software that can make me shapeshift in front of the camera and turn into Michael Jackson. I still would not be able to do it. You know what I mean? So it's easier said than done. And the thing is, don't forget, if you're more of a computer whiz than most people, of course you're going to sit there and go, that's a piece of piss, mate. You know what I mean? But apart from the quality of the video, which makes it harder to kind of, or more difficult to do, the fact that when she kicks it, it doesn't appear up on her leg, like masked or something, you know what I mean? So it's interesting that it's still going whoa, whoa, even when her foot's there trying to kick it.
But even still, it definitely makes you wonder what exactly this woman was dealing with. What is this strange shadow? If it's a spirit, is it friendly or evil? These are questions that we'll most likely never get answers to. Similarly, this series of videos posted by Reddit user RUAmyC143 seems to have stumped even the most discerning of skeptics. The first clip sent Redditors into a frenzy in an attempt to decipher just what's going on in the 3-minute video. The uploader explains that she originally purchased the camera situated in her room as she had heard noises and seen odd figures in her house since she had moved in. The resulting clip is filled with odd shadows and dusty anomalies flitting by the camera. At around the 30-second mark, something eerie can be seen. Keep an eye on the doorway.
Oh, shit. Go away. Well, I just want to say that at some point at this point, because quite recently I was talking about ghosts with some, some friends of mine and stuff like that. A friend of mine was saying, oh, ghosts could be easily explained, just... They could be easily dismissed and stuff like that. But I personally think, because I don't think, I'm not saying any of this stuff that we see is legit. But just like we say with aliens, I kind of think it's very ignorant to dismiss it, because science doesn't dismiss things completely. You know what I mean? It's like with any at the moment, you know, science is like we don't know. You know what I mean? There's quite a lot of experts who will dismiss it, say, "Oh, there's a psychological explanation for stuff." But then again, the funny thing is, psychology can't explain everything. You know what I mean? There's so many problems or situations in life that it can't explain, or phenomena, should I say, in the world that it can't explain. The whole idea of ghosts isn't that preposterous, you know what I mean? Because it's like, well, the thing is, you can't just rely on psychology or parapsychology to give you the answer. You know, I mean, if you look at physics, quantum physics, all that sort of stuff, there's so many things that, you know, it could go either way. You know what I mean? Aliens definitely do exist, but the question is, you know, there's a probability that there is a good probability that there's no life out there, but there's also a good probability. Yeah, it's just silly. You know, again, either way, it goes either way with that one. But it'd be stupid for there not to be any life anywhere else. It's like, again, that's all coming from the human ego of we're so special. No, we're not. We're just, you know, the chances of us coming to existence are greater than winning the lottery. That gives you an idea. You know what I mean? So you could say, depending on your perspective, you know, we could have been an accident. You know, life on the planet could have been an accident or a miracle. You know what I mean? But to miss everything just like that, and say it's ludicrous, impossible, etc., it's kind of ignorant or arrogant. You know, depending on your perspective. Oh, pardon me. You know what I mean? I think it's kind of a, and it's like, less, of course, you could prove that it's something's impossible. You know what I mean? And so far, you know, it's like the argument of God. You can't prove or disprove. You know what I mean? I think science at the moment says, you know, we can't prove or disprove God, but what we can prove is that he's not what religions say he is. You know what I mean? It's more of an indifferent force of nature rather than a being who apparently cares. Because if he cares, then why is there so much shit going on in the world? And yes, whilst there's very theological answers, none of them hold up. You know what I mean? Some say, you know, he's got free will. No, sorry. Some say he doesn't like what we do, but he gave us free will, so he didn't interfere. Hello? Throughout the Bible, the Quran, Torah, there have been incidents in history, according to them, where he's interfered. So it's a bit there. Okay, so yeah. So I think it's kind of ignorant to just dismiss everything. And I would say to anyone who thinks that they know the answer, that's just arrogant, you know what I mean? And that applies to all kinds of skeptics. Because I'm a skeptic, but I'm open-minded. You know what I mean? If you said to me ghosts are real, or if I saw one, it'll probably unsettle me for a bit, but I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I mean? If aliens landed, you know, people would be really excited, like, oh my God, there's aliens. Look, there's an alien over there. You know what I mean? I would be like, and? You know what I mean? It's like, that's my mindset of it. Nothing would surprise me. And to be fair, you know, looking at quantum mechanics, I don't think, you know, when you look at the ramifications of what all these theories that we have, extraordinary theories that we have in quantum mechanics, physics, or you name it, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? The implications will just melt your brain.
As you can see, a strange figure creeps past the open door. The figure appears to pace back and forth and is seen at multiple points throughout the video. Take a look at the 1 minute 16 mark.
No.
You can see the figure pace back across the doorway. Then again at the 1 minute 42 mark.
See, well, yes, you can actually fake that using computer software. Again, you can't use that as an argument all the time, unless you've got software where you analyse the footage and go, look, my software has spotted where the marker is. I think it's called a software marker. So basically a dot, and it works out from there. I don't know, I can't remember exact details, but I watched a debunking video, so it's like I know what to look out for, and I can't see a dot there. But mapping dot. It helps the computer mask it and all that sort of stuff. But bear in mind, again, not everyone knows how to do it, and also depending on the quality of video, some of it, if it's really shit quality footage, apparently it's actually more hassle. You know what I mean? Because you have to go by to make it flawless. I think with the older stuff, you have to go by like frame by frame or something like that. I don't know. And the thing is, not everyone could do that. You know what I mean? Some of these people, have jobs similar to me. Don't know, only know the basics of computers. It's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's like not everyone's computer whiz. And trust me, from dealing with people, most people have problems using a mobile phone, let alone a laptop or a PC. So, you know what I mean? So you can't always dismiss it all as it's just editing, you know what I mean?
While one of the top commenters floats the idea that the anomalies present in the video are nothing more than floating dust, the comment sets off a wave of similarly minded commenters agreeing with the idea that the contents of this video are alarming. The consensus seems to be that the figure is distressingly humanoid and worryingly seems to hang around the uploader's bedroom. In response to the attention the first clip received, the uploader chose to release a second clip, in an attempt to clarify just what exactly the area outside of her bedroom door looked like. The video shows the angle at which the camera was pointing, as well as the hall directly across from it.
In my hallway. Now if you watch where I go.
The video demonstrates that the figure would have walked straight into a wall adjacent to the doorway.
Here is the wall they walked into.
Yeah, because that's the other thing as well. When you when you mask it, whilst some you can get an actual figure to do it, a lot of masking that people do, especially if it's across the living room, is normally what you do. You'll get someone in the family to walk in front of the camera, and then you edit them out, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like, so it's quite it's interesting. I'm not saying it's legit, but it's quite convincing in the sense, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's possible to fake, but then again, it's like I said, I don't want to offend anyone, but when you work in the job I work with, when you work in public, it's like no one's that smart. Trust me, no one's smart enough to know how to use most people don't know how to use a mobile phone. You know, editing, I mean, I've got the most basic editing thing on my phone, and it can unlock loads of nice stuff or do some really cool stuff, but I don't know how to do it. I just keep it simple, like put it together, blah blah. I don't know how to edit. I'm not that computer. People think I'm a computer whiz because I know how to use a mobile phone and a laptop. I'm not that great with computers, trust me, and I wouldn't know how to edit stuff. You know what I mean? And if people are even worse than that, it's like, you think they're going to fake this?
I don't know what else you want me to tell you.
This makes it unlikely to be simply a person pacing back and forth, as they would have been blocked by the wall.
Wall they walked into.
Adding to the cavalcade of supernatural activity surrounding the home, this third clip seems to further confirm the presence of something odd in the uploader's home. Take a look.
What are you trying to find? What do you see?
It is well documented through similar videos that cats seem to have an eye for the supernatural. Oftentimes, cat owners will catch their feline companions staring off into space, seemingly looking directly at nothing. While some may dismiss this as unknowable pet behaviour, others seem to take this as confirmation of the ability that cats can see ghosts and other supernatural beings.
I'm not denying that, but I'm not denying that they can see frequencies that we don't. Albeit, it depends. If you've got even the smallest of moths in your room, it's probably when cats look at stuff, you may not be able to see it, but bearing in mind that it could be like a moth on your ceiling that you can't see, or even a mosquito. A cat can spot it. You know what I mean? So when it's like that, it could be watching a fly. Not saying it is, but it could. There are explanations where it could be just watching a fly or something. You know?
Thoroughly creeped out by the cat's behaviour, the uploader seems to take the event as proof that she's not the only one to have noticed odd activity in the home.
There's something with that wall.
And also,
It's the same.
Also, bear in mind, because a skeptic would say, because it's a wardrobe, you've got a hanging wardrobe of clothes, it could be a moth.
Wall that it keeps walking into.
A fourth post seems to capture the same shadowy figure. This time we're treated to a still frame from one of the video feeds. Take a look.
Ew.
While the still frame is blurry, we can make out a strange shadowy figure standing in the middle of the room. The uploader does appear to be genuinely freaked out by the alleged hauntings, and, judging by the footage, it would appear something mysterious does indeed appear to be happening in the home. Love to get your thoughts on this one in the comments section below.
Because everything I said in another video of mine about the frequencies of light that we see, I found it interesting as well. It's particular as well. It's actually a really good example of how limited our frequency of eyesight is and why cameras pick up things better or animals see things better than us. It's like the aurora borealis. I couldn't see it, but apparently, I mean, I should have tried it, shouldn't I? Shit. Never mind. If you pointed in your camera in that area and just took a picture of it, your camera would have captured it, apparently. So a lot of people couldn't actually see it, but could capture it, but they could see it on their camera phone. You know what I mean? So they couldn't see it with their eyes visibly. But their phone picked it up. Which just goes to show that certain light frequencies we can't see.
For most horror lovers, ghost tours are typically seen as a tourist trap, with genuine ghostly sightings a rarity. Tourist David Duran expected more or less of the same on a visit to Savannah's Sorrelweed House, where suicide and murder have run rampant. While his initial trip proved to be disappointing, the next day, checking the photos he took on the tour, brought his experience into an entirely new, horrifying light. In the first photo Duran took, we see a mirror with other tourists taking pictures of it, as the mirror is supposedly haunted. Nothing looks particularly abnormal in the photograph, along with the second picture, which is overexposed. It's the third photograph that viewers get a glimpse of something goosebump-worthy.
Oh, I think I see it.
The tourists in the picture's right-hand side have turned away from the mirror, but one figure's reflection seems to remain. The figure looks to be a young man who is tall, lanky, and looking into the camera.
Oh, I thought it was on the one. I thought it was the thing on the left. Oh, I think it's. What the fuck is that? Oh, it must be a wall fixture or something. But you know, with the woman in the red there, looks like I thought it's pareidolia, but I thought it was a spooky face there. But ew.
Duran explained that the young man reflected in the mirror was not part of the tour group, with his attire looking something like it could have been found in another century. He had checked the timestamps with other members of the group, and none had recalled seeing the man on the tour or in any other picture either.
Yeah.
After some research, Duran discovered that the Sorrelweed House is located near an area where a bloody battle occurred during the American Revolutionary War. Could this figure be a ghost of a soldier who has remained forever trapped here on Earth? The owners of Sorrelweed House are investigating the American Revolutionary War. Could this figure be a ghost?
Mind you, it's very hard to say because her hair's there in the way, but it looks kind of like a short sleeve top. Doing
of a soldier who has remained forever trapped here on Earth.
T-shirt.
The owners of Sorrelweed House are investigating the image, as are several other paranormal specialists. The general consensus seems to be that this is indeed evidence of a ghost. Blake Smith's Gaming Blitz provided a video saga of ghostly wailing coming from his basement. The 3 videos he uploaded to his YouTube channel give 3 different accounts of a very mysterious situation that would eventually even involve the police. In the first video, the YouTuber explains that he's alone in his house and hears what he believes are crying noises coming from his basement, possibly of a young woman or child.
I hear what sounds like crying coming from the basement. I got a deadbolt for the basement after the last occurrence down there, but...
He recently purchased a deadbolt for the basement, he elaborates, after the last time this same situation occurred, hoping to keep whatever was crying out. He states that he even called the police last time, who managed to find wet footprints in the basement after a search of the area.
I even called the police. They found wet footprints down there when I let them down there, so I don't know what to... Let's just...
He walks down the basement stairs. Listen to what he captured. It sounds like a crying child.
Yeah. Oh, God.
The man calls out hello to no reply except more loud wailing.
Turn the fucking lights on.
Hello?
Can I just say, I was chuffed the other day when I was watching one of Casper Site's videos that someone in the comments, might be in his late, I don't think it's his latest video, but one of his old ones I was watching, because I like to go back and watch some of his old compilations and watch him shoot a brick, as it were. But in one of the comments, a lot of people have said what one of my frustrations is, and that is, nobody seems to turn the effing lights on. It's like, if your house is haunted and you're shitting it, it's like, if I was in that boat, I'm pretty sure if you were in that boat, we'd all have all the fucking lights on, wouldn't we? You wouldn't go into the dark and go, hello, is anyone there? It's like, you'd shit yourself, wouldn't you?
Hello?
He continues to call out as he walks into the basement. He shows viewers a weird substance on the wall that resembles handprints before panning the camera around to an empty room.
Ectoplasm. Wash your hands.
There's nothing there. Okay, I'm going back upstairs.
This next video, which is a little longer, sees the YouTuber explaining the situation again, where he adds that he's heard loud bangs and other eerie sounds coming from the basement recently at unusual times.
Well, I'm sure he's probably going to use it for something, but I find it weird that people... well, it's not their fault. I mean, it's to do with the design of the house, but I find it odd that you would still go ahead and buy a house that's got a basement and not use it. You know what I mean? Just keep it empty. You know what I mean?
I don't know what's going on now. I keep hearing bangs and just really weird noises coming from the basement, and...
He adds that some viewers of his last video recommended that he leave his phone in the basement to see if he could capture anything peculiar. He walks down to the basement once more, moving the camera around to see if he can spot anything unusual, but nothing appears. He then sets his phone down and leaves the room. A minute after he goes, the noises begin.
Oh, God. Oh.
The noises are a mix.
Oh. Fucking hell. Thing is, oh, well, hey. Thing is, if you're new to the channel, like I said, I said explain is, and I feel like a bit of a cop-out, because people would love reactions where people are like going, oh my God, and shitting it. But for me, it's kind of like a primal instinct, like a fight or flight kicks in. My instinct, defenses kick in. Like spider senses, you know what I mean, like spidey senses, you know, like Pete Single. You know what I mean? It's because I got desensitized to things that are horror anyway, because I watched horror, like loads of horror when I was a kid. I watched Hammer films, I watched Freddy Krueger as a kid, Hellraiser, I watched all kinds of messed up stuff. But anyway, so I find it hard to say, when I'm like, oh, it's because it's I get shivers. Shiver when they're nearer. Ooh, ooh. Sounds so wrong. That's what she said. Well, can I just say something though? It also sounds like a bit artificial, like it was put on afterwards.
Mix of screaming, wailing, and howling.
Oh.
After a couple of minutes, the man comes back downstairs, looking around.
Because, I'm sorry to interrupt him, but... Because I know it's echoey because it's a basement, but it sounds mechanical.
And asking if there's anyone there.
Hello?
There are no more sounds. The man picks up his camera and leaves the room. As he begins to walk up the stairs, he whispers that he just saw a shadow, and he flees up the stairs.
I mean, also, if you watch that afterwards, you go back down, you'd be like, fuck that. You'd be getting the salt, you'd be doing a Winchester, getting the salt out.
I just saw a shadow move away from underneath. Oh man, I'm out.
In this last clip, the man walks down the stairs, turning on a bright light as the scary sounds emerge once again.
Turn the whole fucking light on. Don't take a potato. Look at the potato quality of torch. Oh, the light switch is over there. That's good, isn't it?
The man shines a light in the basement, calling out to no response before the video abruptly ends.
Hello?
These YouTube videos...
You see what I mean? He's got like... Stupid place to put a light switch, but... And it's a very bad torch. I wouldn't go down there with a shitty torch. I'll go with a fucking floodlight. Those big, powerful ones, you know what I mean?
have received tens of thousands of views and mixed responses. Some argue that the sounds resemble those usually found in a recording or video and therefore might be fake. Others swear that there's a spirit haunting the basement, possibly a child who died there long ago.
Oh, God.
However, the fact that the police allegedly found wet footprints in the basement make this video saga chilling for all who see it.
But that's what we need to see, because I noticed there's another channel called a guy who claims to be haunted, and he goes, oh, we got a priest in and the police, all these other experts in. He never showed that footage. I mean, loads of bunker channels debunked his stuff, but is it Lee from Most Haunted House? I can't remember. Haunted Channel. But it's like, surely, if you got police involved, you can say to them, look, I have some odd requests, but can I record your visit because people think I'm going crazy, and I want to show people I'm not going crazy. So can I record your investigation? You know what I mean? So we need to really see that, because if the police are involved and they find some thing in the basement, adds a little bit of credibility, you know. Whether it be paranormal or not, if they find something there, it's still interesting. Oh God.
This next eerie image was uploaded to Facebook by Dom Fujarski. Some years ago, this couple were dining at a restaurant that was built on top of an old mine. The property is famous for its mining history and prominently displays memorabilia
It's kind of like it was built in the graveyard.
from its bygone years. The couple had this photo taken while dining in the restaurant. However, in the background of the image, you can make out a transparent man floating right in the middle of the room.
Oh God, yeah.
He looks to have a long beard and is wearing a white button-up shirt, very similar to a miner's uniform.
There'll be gold in them mountains.
Dom says this is a snap of the physical photo itself, which was developed in a store, meaning it couldn't have been photoshopped.
Oh, wow.
While there's a slight chance this could be double exposure, the man's uncanny resemblance to an old miner certainly makes this a creepy photo.
Yeah, but now I can see the buttons. I can see the buttons in the rolled-up sleeves. Yeah, he's like got a long beard, his sleeves rolled up because he's doing some hard work, and I can see the buttons on his shirt. That's creepy, isn't it?
In early October 2022, Reddit user Witwa101 submitted a video of 3 unidentified flying objects cruising through the sky. The sighting prompted a thorough debate on whether aliens might be surveying our planet. Take a look. Watching that again, you can see one of the objects appears to be lagging behind. It then speeds up and joins the other objects, forming a triangle formation.
See, the other thing as well is, you know that story about the Black Triangle? To be fair, the Black Triangle, like, it could be still top secret. It could be a TR3B. What's it, Bob? That's top secret. But when they said, "Oh, it could be that." Well, sorry. They used to say, so I'm quickly drawing it, right? So they used to say it was a stealth fighter, but the silhouette of a stealth fighter, you know, if you saw the lights, because it had 3 lights underneath, like kind of landing lights, right? But you would, because it glowed up, you would see that shaped silhouette, whereas the Black Triangle, if I can quickly draw it, don't take too much of your time up. Oh, it's pretty badly done, but each point was, you know, like a hexagon. It wasn't pointy, it was squarish, you know what I mean?
The poster notes that they were making no sound and cruised overhead in a very smooth motion. The sighting prompted all sorts of theories, everything from classified military aircraft, weather balloons, Starlink, and even alien spacecraft were suggested.
Weather balloons don't fly in formation, you know what I mean? They don't go, "Oh, I must keep up with the others," you know what I mean? It'll be all over the place.
The bizarre event caught the eye of a fellow Redditor who decided to take a deeper look at the video. The user, UFOs WW, ran a series of filters over the video and discovered that there appears to be a flapping motion.
Bloody pigeons.
Their conclusion is that we might be seeing 3 birds illuminated by the city lights below.
Could be as well. Bloody pigeons, mate. Bloody pigeons.
So what do you think? Is this just a flock of birds passing overhead, or is there something more to this sighting? I'd love to hear your theories on this one in the comments down below. Can inanimate objects like toys and dolls become vessels for curses, spirits, and other supernatural energies? This is a question many paranormal investigators have grappled with over the years.
I must admit, I sometimes joke around with it. I usually have one peeking in like that when people are not looking. But I've got 3 haunted dolls. I mean, in terms of money, I didn't waste. Well, they weren't too expensive, put it this way. But you still don't waste money because a lot of the vintage dolls, they're still antiques. So they'll be worth something anyway if they're not haunted. And the history of them is, but the story that came with them is interesting as well. But yeah. I've got 3 haunted dolls and nothing's happened, you know what I mean? But like I said, you're not wasting money because it's vintage dolls. Good conversation piece to have around Halloween, or people are like, "Oh, what's that?" You know what I mean? And yeah, and you're not wasting money because if it's a vintage doll, even if it's 1970s, if it was made in 1970s, still be worth quite a bit of money in the future.
Now, a series of eerie videos over on TikTok are also making viewers question whether dolls really can be haunted.
I'll just stay that one.
After picking up a doll at a local antique auction...
Oh, I freaked myself out then. I looked up closer, look at the state of that, and then the camera was like, doof. Next, like, Jesus. Jump scared myself.
Homeowner decided to make a TikTok account called Haunted Charlotte to document the strange events that had since begun to transpire. Shortly after bringing the doll home, the couple began to find random objects on the floor. The OP's wife immediately suggested that the doll was haunted, but they couldn't say for certain. So they decided to set up a camera to film the doll while they were both out of the house. Take a look at what's being caught on film. footage is sped up, but you can see objects begin to move around the house. Then eventually their dog walks in and gets spooked by something.
What did he see?
A second video shows some more strange activity.
Let's stay there.
When the homeowner puts the antique doll next to his daughter's Cabbage Patch doll, it begins to move around.
This is what happens whenever I put her near my daughter's old Cabbage Patch doll.
The OP shows that there's no batteries and that he's actually cut the power cord inside of the doll. Yeah, and it continues to move.
But wait, there's more. I even cut the wire to see if that would stop it. Is she causing this?
In a follow-up video, one commenter suspected that something suspicious might be happening and said that you also need to take out the batteries in the feed of the doll as well.
Ah, good point. But also, not only that, if you are to fake something, then technically you could cut, even though you cut the wire, because it's a hollow body, in theory, I'm not saying that's what it did, but just giving you a theory, is, say this is the batteries. You got a thing on here, a phone case, right? So take that off, and the batteries sit there. But behind this actual bit here, you've got a hollow body, haven't you? So you could, in theory, put some sort of power source there.
Here he proves that they too have been taken out, yet the doll keeps moving. Wanting to know more, the OP decided to investigate the doll's history. The antique store where he originally bought the doll said it's possible it once belonged to Charlotte, Princess of Wales. Princess Charlotte Augusta of Wales was born in 1796 to parents George, Prince of Wales, and Caroline of Brunswick. She was married to Prince Leopold of Saxe-Coburg-Saalfeld in 1816.
Ew.
Sadly, she died on the 6th of
Healthy posh.
November 1817 after giving birth to her stillborn son.
Oh.
It was with great sadness that the nation learned of the death of Princess Charlotte Augusta of Wales. The young princess had only been married for a year and a half, and her death came as a great shock to the royal family and the British people. To this day, her exact cause of death remains a mystery. Through a modern medical lens, it's possible she suffered from a number of complications, such as pulmonary embolism, postpartum hemorrhage, or a rare blood disorder known as porphyria. Either way, her death was sudden and shrouded in mystery. Spurred on by this tragic snippet of history, the uploader decided to conduct a seance to see if he might be able to contact any spirits that might be attached to the doll.
Not being funny though, all paranormal stuff aside, if you can get that verified as that doll belonging to her, mate, seriously? You're sitting on a gold mine there, because anything to do with even, say, the Tudors, for example, any royal family thing, anything connected to the royal family, it would be dresses, dolls, you name it, you could buy a fucking not mansion, but I mean, you could buy a really good house for that price. So if you are freaked out and it's haunted, then hey, sell it. Contact the what do you call it? Contact the whoever the PR for the royalty here. You know, and one of the museums in this country might give you, I'm not sure if it's America or whatever, but yeah, they would give you money for it. And I mean a fuck ton of money for it as well.
Take a look at what he captured.
Or someone will buy it because it's royalty stuff. Oh. Oh.
Even the torch on the desk begins to flicker. In a follow-up video, the OP says he took the doll on vacation with them, much to his wife's dismay. While in the hotel, they set up a camera to film the doll while they were out for the day.
Whatever floats your boat, mate, whatever floats your boat.
Take a look at what the camera captured. tissues begin to flick out of the box, seemingly all on their own. So could this doll really be haunted? As of writing this is the last video that's been uploaded to the account. This is definitely an ongoing...
I might have done a video on it, I can't remember, but I was trying to see if I had the folders at hand, because... Pardon me? Because I'll just quickly see if I can turn the camera. I'm not sure you see them on the end there. But yeah, 3 haunters. I've got 2 small ones and a big one. That's what she said. Because basically I had a mystery box. You know, like you get mystery boxes for Funko Pops. Someone did one where they're having a clear out of all the paranormal stuff they had on investigations and stuff. And I got, was it a photo and 2 dolls for one, and a small doll I just got on an auction thing, but yeah.
Story, and one we'll keep a close eye on. As always, I'll put links to the channel in the description box below. It's well worth watching all the videos in their entirety. Check them out down below.
And let's just say a theory that is the doll for the royal family, and it belonged to her. That's quite freaky when it corresponds to the story. You know, she's laying in bed, she's ill, and she's in pain. Ooh, interesting. Not saying it is, I'm just saying. Ill? Oh.
Sometimes we don't even realise something's off or scary about a picture until much later on after giving it another look. That's exactly what happened to Reddit user Sketchnote Sky when her sister sent her an old picture with something unrecognisable and terrifying in the background. A young girl sits at a table in the picture, putting some food in her mouth and looking into the camera. Behind her sits the kitchen, dark with no lights on. Right above and behind the girl, viewers can make out a strange black mass.
It's got a face, mate. It's got a face that's pareidolia.
The head of the body is particularly frightening, as viewers can see a white, misshapen face with holes where the eyes should be. The general consensus of the figure in this picture is that it's simply a mix of different pots and pans bunched together, giving the effect of an eerie figure. Others suggested a balloon, a cookie jar, a clock, and even a cat. Still, others were reminded of certain movie characters such as Jason from Friday the 13th, or even the Scream mask. Could this simply be a case of objects caught strangely in the background, or could this be a sinister entity making a surprise appearance?
Yeah, because it looks like there's a cupboard behind her as well, isn't it? So it could be pareidolia. Because it's very hard to say, because that section of the photo behind her, the door, whatever it is, cupboard, curtains, whatever, is dark, isn't it? So, yeah, it could be just pareidolia, but it's freaky. It's not something you want to show your kids, definitely.
For centuries, there's been sightings of the paranormal around Japan.
Oh, here we
With
go.
such a long history and rich culture when it comes to spirits and ghosts, it's perhaps no surprise that there are many videos on YouTube that claim to show scary things occurring in the country. In this video, an individual is exploring an abandoned building somewhere in Japan.
But here we go. Got some
Viewers can see a derelict building in disrepair.
We got some you guy and grudge bitch.
During one part of the video, the camera operator pans downwards, where viewers can see a square hole in one of the building's walls. Take a look. Initially, there seems to be a small ball of light that appears. But if you replay the footage in slow motion, something sinister becomes apparent. In the dark, you can just make out 2 bright orange eyes peeking out from the hole. Replayed once again at an even slower speed with the image brightened a little, viewers can now see a grey face belonging to the eyes, staring at the camera operator. The figure's facial shape resembles that of a man, but the greyish skin and ghoulish eyes seem to take on the shape of something out of this world. Could it be that an evil spirit has taken refuge in this abandoned building and is not happy with an unwelcomed visitor?
I mean, that looks like it could be edited in, because the face isn't right, but yeah, freaky.
It's fascinating just how many terrifying things security cameras can capture in the most unexpected of moments. These cameras are almost always installed to prevent burglary or uninvited visitors.
Thing is though, with the Japanese stuff, Korean stuff, Chinese stuff, they're horror stuff because they don't mess about. You know? Even their fake stuff, anything they do, any legit or not legit, it doesn't matter. It's still freaky as F. It'll freak. You know, they're very good at scaring the bejesus out of people. That's the one that will, I think, because they're so good at it. They don't. There's no music to warn you something's happening, and sometimes they may produce horror films that work on your imagination. They really do stuff that really messes you up, and that's what I love about Japanese horror. And that's that one might push the borders of me going, you know what I mean? But in general, you know.
But in some instances, such as the following video posted to TikTok by a user named Paradolia Paranormal, they're useful for recording possible paranormal events. The video in question shows a couple of people sitting around in an office. Things appear to be relatively normal, but while they're sitting there, something strange happens in the background. Have a look.
En medio de una reunión, un objeto.
Watching that again, a glass on the table in the far corner of the room seems to move all by itself.
Puede lograr que este objeto sea empujado 2 veces. ¿Acaso estamos en medio de una actividad paranormal o sencillamente de algo lógico?
The movement catches the attention of one of the women in the room, who walks over to take a look.
En medio de una reunión, un objeto.
Some viewers thought perhaps the glass moved due to condensation on the table. However, others are not so sure, believing this to be the work of a mischievous poltergeist, a type of spirit that's said to be able to manipulate objects in the physical world.
¿Acaso estamos en medio de una actividad paranormal o sencillamente de algo lógico?
So is this just a case of simple condensation or something more mysterious? Take a look at the footage again and decide for yourself.
Una reunión, un objeto.
Gotcha.
In this video, Reddit user Brick Whimsy seems to have captured something eerie on camera. The camera holder walks through an unknown and seemingly abandoned hospital. As they film the dark and empty hallways, something unnerving happens. Take a look.
Oh, hello.
As you can see, a curtain begins to draw all on its own. Clearly frightened, the uploader moves towards the corner in an attempt to check for any person or presence responsible for pulling back the curtain. After making certain that there's no one there, the uploader immediately makes a run for it, ending the video then and there. While it's easy to see why the uploader would have been so freaked out, both the uploader and viewer are left questioning just what it was that moved the curtain. The video has prompted much discussion on Reddit, with most comments agreeing that the video is beyond creepy. Sadly, the OP hasn't given an update or told anyone where it was filmed, so for now, this clip will have to remain a mystery.
So I was just seeing if it's still recording, right?
Visiting locations rich in history, especially going back to prehistoric times, is a thrill for many. The number of exciting events or happenings that may have occurred in these areas make for plenty of interesting stories and memories.
See, they may be spooky to some, but I love ruins and stuff like that. I just love that kind of shit.
At the same time, ancient places have the potential to showcase things or figures that aren't expected, such as with Reddit user Motorbiker 1985's photo taken in a ruin in Scotland. The black and white photograph shows a ruin with an open window frame. In the middle of the window, we can immediately see what appears to be a normal human face, though upon closer inspection, we can see that the figure's skin seems slightly transparent, and a mist appears to surround him or her. Viewers can also see that the figure is not connected to a body. Reddit user Motorbiker1985 snapped this picture near a prehistoric burial ground, a common hotspot for ghosts, spirits, or otherworldly entities.
It did look like, if you look at it closely, it did look like a woman. With long hair, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, the sort of vibes I got was like a village woman or something, someone from a village, or some maid or woman who lived in the castle.
He remains positive that this picture is not a case of double exposure, as the clarity of the face is quite sharp. Some other Reddit users brought up the possibility of it simply being another person. Still, others pointed out that this isn't possible as there's no body to match the face. So, could this be a complicated trick from the camera, or could this entity be someone visiting from beyond the grave?
Ew. You can say.
Back in 2009, employees of a Dollar General store in the United States began to suspect that something might be haunting their shop. One morning, the manager opened the store and discovered that a crate of soda had been flipped over and liquid had been spilled everywhere. Confused, the manager checked the in-store CCTV security cameras to see what had happened. What he saw was truly bizarre. Take a look.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
See it?
Is that a figure?
In the clip, you can see that the crate flips up into the air. Just in front of the stack of drinks, there appears to be a white shape.
Yeah, like a figure.
It seems to appear out of nowhere, right as the crate flies up into the air.
See the case of Coke for me?
You see it on there?
Clear.
Either the case of a disgruntled employee or a Karen.
Well,
shows up for me.
The manager isn't sure exactly what this is, but it's definitely weird. While a lot of people said it looks like a ghost flips the crate over, there might be a more down-to-earth explanation here. One keen-eyed viewer said it's possible that it's all a trick of perspective. If you slow it down, it looks like one of the bottles of soda explodes, causing the crate to flip up and over, and that the alleged strange white figure is actually the liquid exploding from the bottle.
Could be. But why didn't they mention that? That's the thing, when you see soda and stuff all over the floor.
What do you think? Exploding soda or an angry ghost? Drop your opinions on this one down below.
See it?
And you can't see any other objects there. Who knows? Who can say?
The Menga Hotel in San Antonio, Texas has a long and bloody history, and it's often referred to as one of the most haunted hotels in the United States. The area is notorious for ghost sightings, harking back to its heritage as a military compound and political prison. Disembodied battle cries are often reported by tourists visiting the area. Soldiers in 19th century attire have been spotted, only to disappear moments later. Even visions of monks in robes have been haunting this blood-soaked property for years. The Menga Hotel is famous for being the place where Theodore Roosevelt recruited men to fight for him in the Spanish-American War. Hotel staff have reported all sorts of strange paranormal happenings, such as objects inexplicably flying across the room. Others also claim to have seen the spirit of Roosevelt himself sitting at the bar after hours. One of our viewers, Chewy Lazoya, recently participated in one of the hotel's notorious ghost tours. While walking around, soaking in the history, the tour guide said to take a lot of photos, just in case something paranormal might happen. And so Lazoya did, but didn't think much of it. That was until they got home and reviewed the pictures. Here's the photo that freaked them out. At first, nothing seems too out of place.
Oh, I see it.
But take a look at the mirror on the right-hand side of the photo. There appears to be a dark figure in the reflection. The figure is shadow-like with a grey skeletal face. Naturally, this image freaked a lot of viewers out on our Facebook group. However, a lot of comments were confused by the reflection itself. It looks distorted and seems to be reflecting another mirror on an angle that seems impossible. This strange detail led many to think that the photo had been photoshopped. This also raised our own suspicions, so we ran some filters over the image to see what's going on.
Oh, well done.
Here you can see a noise analysis filter. In most cases, this filter can detect when an image has been manipulated in Photoshop. As you can see, it doesn't show any signs of being altered in any way.
Oh. Well done, mate. Good investigation. Oh, here we go. Good. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? Do a bit of analyses.
And applied a luminance gradient filter which shows how light sources interact with the image. Here we can see that there is indeed something in the mirror. However, the figure is indented as though the light isn't interacting properly. This doesn't mean it's photoshopped. It means that whatever's reflected in the mirror seems to be devoid of light altogether.
Ew.
Eerily, this isn't the only ghost photo we've been sent from the Mango Hotel. A few years ago, a fan of ours known as Johnny sent this picture in claiming he'd captured the spirit of an old monk.
Ooh.
If you look in the top left-hand corner of the image, you can see a black entity that appears to be wearing a robe. The figure is hunched, yet partially see-through, and almost looks like it's hovering. So then, is the Mango Hotel really haunted? Given its bloody history, the haunting reports from staff and patrons, and now these strange images, it certainly does make you wonder whether this old hotel really is harbouring something paranormal. Perhaps the spirits of those who died here long ago. This next one comes from the Instagram account Strange Activities. The footage was captured by a camera mounted on a boat in the Baltic Sea. Take a look at what's been captured. As you can see, a strange black object speeds from left to right. Here it is zoomed in and slowed down. It looks like it has two prongs and appears to be somewhat transparent. Whatever it is, it seems to just disappear into the densely forested coastline. Some commenters have noted that the object just doesn't quite look right, suggesting that the footage has been edited with CGI. But others are saying this could be an experimental military craft or even be alien in nature. As with most UFO sightings, the footage quality is poor, so it's difficult to make any strong conclusions as to what this might be.
The thing is, the scale looks a bit wrong. You know what I mean? And plus, wouldn't... And it looks like it's going between the two boats, so wouldn't someone else see it? Or, you know what I mean? Why isn't there more footage from the other boats? For fuck's sake. You know what I mean? It's just... Something looks a bit off of the scale as well.
Again, I'll throw this one out to you, the viewers. What do you think's been captured here? Share your theories down below.
Yeah, the scale doesn't look like on the horizon, the boats and stuff.
Some spooky security footage captured at a discount supermarket in the United States has left viewers asking the question, are ghosts real? In mid-September 2022, CCTV footage at a Dollar General store in Humansville, Missouri, captured a strange apparition in one of the offices.
Hang on, wasn't that the same as the other shop? Because if that's the case, then they have saying that, you know, ghosts seem to have a thing for these dollar shops, don't they?
The footage was uploaded to YouTube by the Humansville Paranormal Society. Take a look.
Ew.
At around 2 a.m, the mist-like shape moves from left to right in the back office of the store. It appears, then disappears, leaving no trace whatsoever.
Because to add what I said earlier, as well, there's another idea which people say, you know, who are slightly leaning, being open-minded, it's like, won't quite embrace the idea of it. I mean, there's no... I wouldn't say there's total oblivion after death. I think, as a lot of science says, I think we get absorbed back into the universe. You know what I mean? We go back into the energy that's the universe. So there is a form of afterlife, but not in the spiritual sense. You know what I mean? But those who want at least try and be open-minded and meet people halfway with it, they've said things like, well, it could be because the way we have so much gravity, distortion, all kinds of things happening in the universe, it could be an imprint, like a timestamp, where, you know, you're like some haunted houses, there'll be, you know, a ghost that will keep on walking on a staircase, and it's basically a loop on the loop. So it's more of like an imprint, a footprint, you know what I mean? That's been left by, that you see as a result from time dilation, all kinds of freaky shit, you know, in scientific stuff.
The OP's wife, Katrina, used to work at the store. She claims she used to hear all kinds of eerie sounds, including the freezer doors banging closed when there was no one else around. Humansville has a long history, and the site where this Dollar General store now sits used to be an old water tower, the base of which is still present on the property. The town is small, with a population of just over 1,000 people. For years, residents have been reporting strange sightings and eerie experiences in Humansville. One of the most reportedly haunted areas is up at the old Elliott Farm, not far from Simrel Cemetery, about 9 miles west of downtown Humansville. Some locals say that the property is not only haunted, but that it permeates evil. An urban legend says that the former owner of the farm was a cruel and wicked man who would torture animals. One night, after getting into an argument with his brother, he burnt down their barn, which was full of horses, just to teach him a lesson.
Oh, what a cruel bastard.
Months later, the farm owner went missing. His family and local townsfolk led a search party, but there was no sign of him anywhere. Finally, after days of exhaustive searches, they discovered both he and his horse lying dead in a field miles from the farm. No one knows what happened or what he was doing in such a rural part of the neighbouring farm. Some say a curse or evil presence played a hand in his death. So could Humansville really be haunted? If this CCTV footage is anything to go by, then perhaps the urban legends are true, and a deep paranormal energy really is clinging to this old town. With the region stemming back hundreds of thousands of years and many civilizations, it's no wonder that Italy is filled with supposedly haunted areas. Some of the most haunted places are castles that were initially constructed hundreds of years ago, including the infamous castle of Monclieri. Reddit user Makis Fatchum shared one eerie picture taken in the castle by a Carabinieri officer that has many internet users both puzzled and creeped out. In the picture, viewers see what looks like a long hallway leading to a room in the back, with one woman walking towards the end of the hall. To the left of the door of the room at the end stands a mysterious figure that appears to be wearing grey clothing, has a white face, and is looking dead on at the camera.
Yeah.
The first structure of what eventually would turn into Monclieri Castle was built in the year 1100. It wasn't until the 1500s that the structure was turned into a castle, where it went on to see plenty of royal and historical figures. As the castle's history extends so far back, many who see the picture don't doubt that this figure could be a ghost or spirit who continues to live on in the castle to this very day. Love to get your thoughts on this mysterious figure in the comments section below. This next freaky little clip was uploaded to YouTube by Carrie E. In February 2021, the uploader's home security system captured an anomaly moving through their living room. Take a look at what the camera saw.
Ooh, look at you.
It didn't even pick up that motion.
The camera, which turns on when motion is detected, captures a strange black shadow moving through the room.
It didn't even pick up that motion.
Once the figure leaves the side of the camera, the system changes from night vision to full colour, as though it's trying to capture the object properly.
It didn't even pick up that motion.
The homeowner has no idea what this thing is, but asks whether it could be a shadow person. When it comes to the paranormal, one of the most popular topics are shadow people. But what are they exactly? Shadow people have often been described as dark human-like figures that are often seen in fleeting moments out the corner of our eye.
Jinn, perhaps? No.
Some say they're ghosts or spirits, while others believe they're extraterrestrial beings or even entities from other dimensions.
There are books out there, interesting enough, where and again, you know, there are some scientists who come up with some ideas for shadow people and dismissed it. And I also did a video on one where there might be see the wonderful thing about dark matter and dark energy is some say it's an imprint or a footprint of so, you know, we're touching another universe, like a parallel universe. An interesting one done by Russian scientists is it's a universe of itself that exists in a frequency of light, as it were, you know, like a dark matter universe, you know what I mean? And people say, yeah, but you can't see dark matter. Although, technically speaking, if we get... The thing is, everything in the universe, in a way, is frequency. If we get stuff in the right frequency, we could possibly see it. You know what I mean? So, just an idea.
There is no definitive answer, but that doesn't stop people from wondering. There have been many reports of shadow people over the years, with some even claiming...
So, apart from that, there's loads of books connecting Jinn with extraterrestrial stuff, you know what I mean? Because not everything... because things paranormal, people forget that paranormal and supernatural, those words cover everything that we can't explain, basically. It's not necessarily just ghosts. So whilst things are paranormal in nature, it could be something that we just can't see within the frequency or the light frequency of our perception.
They've seen them multiple times. One thing that is consistent in these accounts is that the shadow people are always dark and lack any facial features. This has led many to believe that they might actually just be shadows or perhaps hallucinations caused by a lack of sleep. But there's no scientific explanation for why they've been seen by so many people and why the accounts are all so similar. So could this be video evidence that shadow people really do exist? Or is there another way to explain this strange sighting?
See, the other thing as well, the one where you see stuff in the corner of your eye, that could be easily explained, and I perfectly accept that explanation. Because your eyes, literally, even if I'm looking at you, my eyes are literally picking up from here, sort of thing, from here, all the way around to there. My eyes are still picking up shit. It's really weird. But it enables us to kind of keep watch or be aware of stuff, like when we used to be hunter-gatherers and stuff. And it's your brain trying to make sense of the movement, basically to keep you safe. But that explanation can't explain the ones where it's dead on, like real as you and me. You know, yes, and we have their people's word for it. But like I said in one of the other videos, it's like the really convincing ones. The only way you could fake it is either computer generated or someone bought that fabric, that black fabric that's literally like an absence of light. It looks, if you can, people use it in paint. You might have seen it, artists do it. And the thing is, you can't just, not any Tom, Dick and Harry can get that stuff because it's expensive, especially in the clothes. I think it's easier to get the paint than it is the clothes, the material fabric. I mean, yes, you could probably get a burqa and stand, like, wear a burqa because that covers you completely. You can stand in the basement in the dark. But the thing is, what makes a lot of these sightings unique is it looks like that fabric. And the thing is, you can't get your hands on it because it's literally like an absence of light. It's really weird.
Your theories with one another in the comments down below.
So then that's supposed to be edited in.
It didn't even pick up that motion.
Children are a source of joy for many around the world, with their laughter and play infectious to those around them. But what about when the joy is replaced by fear? Reddit user Uncle Hobbs provided a picture that may show the latter. The picture shows a young boy whose face has been blurred out, looking at the camera. Right above him is a bone-chilling, translucent, yellowish presence, with 2 eyes, a nose and a mouth, looking at the camera.
Thing is, right, Seeing this the second time, people have missed something with this photo. Look at it now, right? There's two faces. Next to the boy's face, just below him there, starting that way a bit, you can see the head here, down. And it could be an echo of his face when he went from a... You know what I mean? That could have been him doing that, creating that projection. But you got a face there, like, and then there's a one above him here with their arms around him. Could be all pareidolia to the light effect, but I find it interesting that no one's mentioned that there's two faces.
Many photography enthusiasts chimed in, believing that this photo is simply a case of double exposure or motion blur caused by the camera. Still, other commenters state that the figure looks like an entity that has attached itself onto the young child.
Yeah, but where's that entity down there, mate?
Either way, the presence of the additional figure is certainly not something to be joyous about.
Because, you know what I mean, next to his right ear, his right, there's a boy like that. And then above him there's a girl like that. But even for, pareidolia, I mean, there are less pareidolia, which, you know, plausible. But, to be fair, I can see an ear, hair. You know what I mean? And of course, could it be an over... I mean, if it's, depending on what sort of camera it is, could it be an exposure from another... If it's like a film camera, could it be one from a previous photo? I don't know. But you know what I mean?
Our last entry comes from one of our viewers, Chris Pears. He submitted a rather eerie image to our Facebook group, which creeped a lot of viewers out. The photo was captured by Pears's girlfriend's pet cam. On the right, you can see a rather concerned-looking dog. On the left, you can see a dark, shadowy figure lurking in the doorway. If you brighten the image up, you can see that the figure's arm looks to be transparent.
Or is that the lighting effect that you've caused? Because that's what I mean. Because some of these photos, that initially it looks like it has absence of light. And obviously you brightened it so it looks translucent. But, or is it? Is it because it's pixelated that makes it look translucent? You know what I mean? Fucking weird.
We ran another noise filter over this one as well, and you can see that the image doesn't seem to have been tampered with.
Ew.
The luminance gradient filter confirms that there is indeed something there. You can see a possible arm covering the edge of the doorway. There even seems to be what looks like the top of a head. What makes this image even more creepy is that Piers said that the dog is deaf and blind. Yet it looks as though the pooch can sense something nearby. Many paranormal experts believe that animals have a heightened sense for the paranormal. And, judging by this photo, it certainly seems that this dog is sensing something off about the room. Piers confirmed that the image irked him so much that he's keeping his distance from the house for the time being.
Don't blame me, mate.
Many commenters thought the figure must be a shadow figure, but some even suggested it could be a genuine intruder coming into the home. But then, if it were a burglar, why is their arm somewhat transparent in the image?
That's the thing, see, I don't think it is transparent. I think it's the pixelation from the highlighting. That just looks black.
Love to hear your take on this one in the comment section down below. Now, if you want to watch some more scary video clips, then watch that episode on the top there. Otherwise, there's a massive playlist there you can binge on. Leave us a comment down below. Smash that thumbs up button. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.
Wow. Well, that was good, wasn't it? Slap Tam, he never disappoints. So, yeah, so, anyway, let me know what you think. What do you think of these freaky deaky videos? Do you think they're fake? Do you think they're real? Or do you think of shadow men? Do you think they're jinn, ghosty woasties, aliens, or all the above? And then with that, until next time, take care. and bye-bye.